going to read and splice together from two sources, and in so doing, create a third entity, my original content, that's a commentary on creativity on the internet. CNET, one of the great granddaddies of tech news on the web, has been having a rough year. First, its AI-written articles sparked drama. Then, layoffs rocked the publication. And now, Gizmodo reports that the 28-year-old site has been deleting thousands of its old articles in a quest to achieve better rankings in Google searches. I started my YouTube channel in 2020. I started out slowly. I felt very fulfilled doing this, much more fulfilled than doing my day job, which I do, or was at the time, doing full-time. I decided that I wanted to try to monetize, and I'm not asking for you guys to give money right off the bat, but I wanted to try to monetize this so that I could spend more time doing the things that I'm passionate about. The deletion process began with small batches of articles and dramatically increased in the second half of July, leading to the removal of thousands of articles in recent weeks. So I started this Patreon thing, and I started to get a little bit more money so that I could work one day less per week at my day job. And that enabled me to think about expanding what I do. And that has led to this new content, because I was thinking, what can I put on this Patreon to make people think that it's worth it? Although CNET confirmed the culling of stories to Gizmodo, the exact number of deleted articles has not been disclosed, because I want people to feel like they're getting something out of it. So that's when it was suggested to me by a good friend that I start doing React content. And I was like, okay, I'll try it out. Quote, removing content from our site is not a decision we take lightly. Our teams analyze many data points to determine whether there are pages on CNET that are not currently serving a meaningful audience. So I started doing various things, and we started doing movie nights. So I started doing this thing where we could watch something together with my patrons on Patreon once a month. This is an industry-wide best practice for large sites like ours that are primarily driven by SEO traffic. And I started recently allowing everyone to vote on what we would watch, because I was having trouble figuring out what we should watch. In an ideal world, we would leave all of our content on our site in perpetuity. So I decided, let's have these people just pick the movies for me. Unfortunately, we are penalized by the modern internet for leaving all previously published content live on our site. End quote. Taylor Canada, CNET's Senior Director of Marketing and Communications, told Gizmodo. So that is how this new content category got started. Because some people have asked me, where is this new content idea coming from? SEO, search engine optimization, is the practice of attempting to purposely achieve higher rankings in search engine results by changing a website's content. Well, it was supposed to be a one-time thing. When I started, I thought it was fun, but I didn't know that it was that popular. I didn't know if it would be worth my time. Proponents of SEO techniques believe that a higher rank in Google search results can significantly affect visitor count, product sales, or ad revenue. I didn't know if it'd be worth putting together, editing, and releasing videos in this new content area. But then one day I had some extra time and I thought, well, let me just do this. And I've got the video, the raw video, so I might as well finish editing it and put it up there and see what happens. Many companies go to extremes, trying to please Google's ranking algorithm. We'll see how it does. And it did very well. One theory of improving page rank involves a practice called content pruning. And a lot of you guys are here watching me now because of it. And that's very exciting. Gizmodo obtained an internal memo from CNET which states that removing old URLs, quote, sends a signal to Google that says CNET is fresh, relevant, and worthy of being placed higher than our competitors in search results, end quote. I still don't know exactly how this is all going to go, how much I'm going to do in this new content area. It kind of depends on you guys, how excited you are to see all this stuff or not. However, some experts say that CNET's extreme example of content pruning is misguided. So as we go, I'll be getting a feel for what you want, what you guys watch. The website Search Engine Land notes that while Google once advised in 2011 that removing low quality pages could potentially increase rank, it also says that Google has never advised people to delete content simply because it is old. I'll be posting the full reactions to my Patreon and the edited versions here. In fact, on Tuesday, Google's search liaison X account tweeted. Does an X account tweet? That's an, in brackets, editorial question. Why I'm dedicating all this time now to this new content area. There is an audience for it. And I do believe that creating a channel like this, you have to look at what you want to create as well as what people want to watch. And they don't always coincide. On Tuesday, Google's search liaison X account tweeted, beginning quote, "Are you deleting content from your site because you somehow believe Google doesn't like old content? That's not a thing! Exclamation point. Our guidance doesn't encourage this. Older content can still be helpful too. Learn more about creating helpful content." End quote. Many, many years ago, in the 90s, when I had my own website for, when it was sort of new, I did a thing that I called cut and paste theater, where I would take a lot of times press releases and other words generated just things I found on the internet, and then splice them together in an interesting way, not audio or video. My goodness, in those days it was enough to get a text page with images to load. But yeah, so and I called the results Dada, if you're familiar with the Dada art movement. I think whatever I end up splicing together should probably be able to stand on its own and be comprehensible, because that's the way art works. It's you lay out multiple characters and multiple points of view and leave it to the recipient to calculate the meaning. And yet, the world we live in perhaps requires some footnotes or underlining or, yeah. My goal isn't to criticize others or myself. I prefer to generate content as an artist that in my definition of art, there's a distinction between art and design, and it's not a, I think we've got really messed up brains. I was starting to use the word quality, and I realized that we don't even use that word correctly. The word quality is the whatness of something, so that this has the qualities of a knife, this has the qualities of a spoon. They are not the same thing. It's a quality difference. And yet we've chosen to make the word quality be a ranking of good and bad. So when I say that there's a quality difference between art and design, what I mean is there are two different things. Design is creativity that is for a purpose. These things are designed. They might have artistic flourishes. Well, I picked up some that don't have much, but I mean, they might. It's still design, but and it's not that things can't overlap. But my definition of art is content, is creativity, creations that come from the urge within a human, and there does not have to be any purpose other than creative expression. So that like a truly artistic spoon or knife might not function, you know. I mean, it's what is the purpose of music? What is the purpose of a painting on the wall? It's a communication of feelings from a human creator to a human recipient. It is not, the design aspect is, you know, how you want a room to look. But the art aspect is, does it reach your soul? Do you have feelings? It's the way that we're many different things at the same time. So nothing that, you know, so I've just read some excerpts. I mean, none of that is art. And that's fine. But as an artist who attempts to use these existing platforms, commercial platforms, to try to communicate my ideas, it is just extremely frustrating and disheartening, if not impossible. Challenging, let's just say. So I'm not trying to criticize the existence of these other entities for doing the things that they feel that they need to do, but they are making financial decisions. Pretty much all of my grumpin' and a gripin' is to say, can there be any room for creativity for its own sake, art for art's sake? Is there any room in our current human culture for artist-driven creation? Maybe there never was. I don't know. The expression starving artist doesn't come from nowhere. I'm clearly not starving, but I'm not making ends meet. It's a normal thing for people and forces to encourage me to make my decisions based on things like SEO or algorithms, or basically what I'm saying is money. And I fight that with with my last penny. I fight that. And so I've been happier since I started facing the fact that, you know, being willing to make decisions based on what matters to me, no matter what happens. And being willing to face the consequences of not having health care or a shorter lifespan if I like it better, you know. And of course, I will end by saying, please support me because I need it. But I will never try to do anything tricky or tricksy uh, to increase the likelihood that you're going to support me. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I won't let myself do it. So, nothing against the people I quoted from, except for maybe CNET. I mean, who cares? From an Ars Technica article posted August 10th, 2023. Fall of the Dinosaurs. The internet is not forever. After all, CNET deletes old articles to game Google. Content pruning for SEO threatens web history, and experts say it is ill-advised. By Benj Edwards. For the content in this outfit, I won't identify where it's coming from because I don't believe in calling out creators, but I think it's important to give the full picture. In my CNET outfit, I was describing what content is removed, and now I am describing what content gets made and shared. I sympathize. We're all just trying to make it and get along. But these are the things, like, I get so frustrated when because I have a Patreon and I log in and they're trying to tell me, you know, do this and do that and do this. And it's never authentic or from the heart. And, you know what, like when you go to type something in a box, on a lot of these sites, you know, they just, even when you're starting out, you don't have a blank box anymore. It has grayed out text, suggesting, like, I'm trying to think, if maybe on Facebook or Twitter or something, the prompt might be something like, what's going on, or what's on your mind, or whatever. And on a site like Patreon, it'll say something like, uh, ask your patrons a question, or share anything, your patrons will love it. I really think that might be one of the prompts, because those also rotate, because, you know, they've got to keep it stupid. And then by signing up for such a site, I have opened my inbox to all sorts of unwanted pitch emails. And many of them are like, don't know what to say, don't know what to post, do this, do that. And it infuriates me because I have plenty that I want to share. I do not have enough hours in my remaining lifespan to pursue the creative projects and ideas that I have already in me. I don't know if I have the ability to complete. I've got fiction stories in my brain. That's a huge mountain to climb. I've got. I always have my visual art. I mean, my issue is never not having any ideas of what to create. I have so many things I want to write, paint, do, share, express. What I lack is funds. What I lack is spoons, as people say, because I have chronic pain, and I mean, I have limited hours in my life. We all have limited hours, whether you have chronic pain or not. Not knowing what I'm going to produce, not knowing where I'm going, isn't a lack of the desire. The challenges I feel are never a lack of ideas. The challenges I face are logistical, just getting it done. And so it's just galling. It's so frustrating to see, like, there's this entire like I said, one of the prompts is like, post anything, your patrons will love it. And I'm sitting there pulling my hair out going, no, don't you dare. It's like encouraging, you know. I used to use I've tried everything. I used to use like a MailChimp, you know, email service. You know, you it's just, I think, ethically wrong, or just like morally wrong. it's just fucking wrong to encourage people, put stuff out there. The world needs more email. The world needs more crap to sift through. No, 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 no. As a consumer of ideas, I know this to be true. I don't need more stuff being shoved into my holes. I need, well, here's about to say more quality. So I fall for it too. I want more authenticity. I don't want more volume. I don't want more quantity. I want more authenticity. And all of the drive is in the other direction. And yet, I said, oh, well, one of the things that's limiting me is financial resources and not having people watch or consume. Because I do think art is a form of communication. So, if I were the only person on a deserted island, planet, whatever, would I be making art? I mean, and I did stuff for creativity. Yeah, I think so. Maybe I would be my own audience, and then somebody someday might find it. I do believe what makes it art is the drive, that it's not to serve a practical purpose other than emotional, creative expression. But it does feel good when it connects. So the problem, I should have just left the splice to speak for itself, because that makes sense in all the ambiguities, and everything that's happened since then, since I put this shirt back on again, is an attempt at persuasion, and I end up stating things in a way like they're positions, and I don't have set definite positions, so my words get away from me, and I'm much more comfortable communicating and expressing myself through art than I am through straight language, prose, I don't know, rhetoric. I'm sure there's a better word. I think I'll just end by saying the reason I'm recording in my kitchen is that it's the middle of the night, and even though I don't desire to adjust my behaviors to please corporations or algorithms or to make more money on the internet, I do believe in adjusting my behavior so as not to harm others, disturb others, and this is the place in my home that's the farthest away from sleeping ears. So since this is the middle of the night and I want to speak, I want to enunciate, I felt safest to record in my kitchen. Anyway, this is just one example of stuff that I do. I will put it online somewhere and few will see it. Hopefully someone will might enjoy it or get something out of it. At the very least, I probably will. But I do see that there are people who would like for me to go on this journey and join me for that. So that's good.